In 2018 I noticed that my game were running really slow and I tried to do a few things just to fix it, and the first thing I actually did was turning my Steam to offline mode, and that really seemed to help. As you can see from the video, I was running under 200 FPS when I was online on Steam, and after I went to the offline mode I was running above 200 FPS. So it's not that it helps too much, but it does help and make your game run smoother. Also, if you have any extensions, configs or just other programs running in the background, you should turn those off. For example, if you're not playing FACEIT and you have the FACEIT anti-cheat thingy on, turn that off because that does make your game run a little bit slower. For example, on my computer that makes me lag a little bit more and sometimes even crashes my game and blue screens my computer, which is a really bad thing. Also, I mentioned that you shouldn't have too many programs running in the background. For example, if you are on Discord and you're not using Discord, why have it in the background? That does make your game run a little bit slower. Just turning that off or shutting it down will help your game run a little bit smoother. If you go to your installed games and click on the properties button and then go over to set launch options, you can write something like this. This depends on what you want to use. For example, I want to write -novid because that skips the intro. I want to use the tick rate of 128, so whenever I play on a, for example, offline server or FACEIT or whatever, the tick rate is 128, and I use -refresh 144 because I have a 144 Hz monitor. I also use -high for high quality, and I use -threads for, and those are the ones I don't know what do either, but they will make the game run smoother. Of course, these ones are only needed if you are playing on a very bad computer, and it might help your computer run a little bit quicker, or help your game run a little bit quicker if you're playing CSGO. Now, if you want to see my settings, you can see them right here. If I go to video settings, these are the ones I use, but normally if you have a really bad computer, you should have these like at low or very low, depending on what you want the game to look like or if your computer can run it. I have found out that for me, these are the perfect settings for me to have good graphics in the game as well as it's playable. For me, it doesn't lag too much or at all, and it really fits perfectly for my computer. But of course, this is different from computer to computer, so if I were you, I would mess around with these. Of course, if you hold over these, you can see what they are doing. For example, here we have motion blur. I'm not a big fan of that and it's really useless, so I have that off. And other things as well, it always shows what they're doing. If you don't know what they're doing, just hold your button over or your mouse over it and it will show you, and then you can just put it however you want it to be. Now, this video was very short, but I hope I got it all covered in this video. If you know about any other methods of having your game run quicker that wasn't mentioned in this video, please comment that below, and maybe I'll make another video about that later. Anyways, thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you guys later.